Hurdle going away to win by 4 lengths from Fred Bojangles. Western Bound probably needs further, finished third in front of Tower, clear of Apache Brave, Checkerboard and Hoarfrost.
Nelson Duronceret is the winner under Callum Willans, with Fred Bojangles in second. Western Bound was third and Tower back in fourth at 10-1. Surely won a seller at Hexham last time up on much softer ground, but has backed it up here. He looked to be hanging a little bit, turning into the home straight on the ground and none too willing on it, but he stuck to his task well enough to beat Fred Bojangles.
He certainly has. I must admit, given the faster ground today after his Hexham win a few weeks ago, I thought that could be trouble for the horse, but he's plugged on really well. It's just a chance he seems to be improving at the age of 11, but I'd be pretty sure that the connections can be able to keep the horse. I'd be surprised much bidding for the winner of this race anyway.
Yeah, Tower made a bit of late headway. Coming down to the last, Nelson was in charge. Fred Bojangles has run all right. Western Bound's run a really funny race. Yeah, he might want a bit further, as Martin Harris said, but he didn't look none too keen going out on the final circuit, passing the stand. So I'd be wary of him, I think.
Yeah, there was a couple of them ran poorly in the race. Well, the right option was Never Going Junior. Jack stopped as soon as he was past, coming out of the back straight. Probably not formed to take too seriously, looking ahead to the summer months anyway, but good luck to Connections. They've got another winner on the board. Yeah,
10-1. Nelson's beaten Fred at 10-1, and Western Bound 11-4 favourite back in third, 10 round. They are going to post at Haydock for our next there, our second, actually 6 furlong maiden this. Just making their way down to the start straight course here for these 2-year-olds. 12 of them. Number 1 is out. Morawij is 9-4 at the moment. Fraserburgh is 11-4, 5-1 Glass Office. Mandy Layla is 11s, 12s Index Waiter. Master of War 14s, 16s Jordanstown. Hats Off 25s and 33s. And bigger the rest. So we do have a Roger Varian 2-year-old, son of Exceed and Excel at the head of the market here, and quite well backed as well, along with Fraserburgh. They're coming for Fraserburgh now. Fraserburgh, of course, has the benefit of a previous run, John.
Yeah, Morrow just had Roger Varian's first 2-year-old runner of the season. He is sprint bred. Sales price rocketed from 24,000 to 120,000 last year, so that's a huge step up there in the price. So clearly something was seen by the buyers, and Roger Varian, who's in pretty decent form, and he could certainly get to 2-year-old ready first time out, as he done last year on several occasions.
Yeah, we'll get a look at him hopefully shortly. Fraserburgh's had a run. It came on softish ground, much softer than the ground he's going to encounter today. He ran okay. He was going on at the death. It looks like 6 furlongs will certainly suit him. Time of the race wasn't particularly good, so I wouldn't be surprised if there was one in the race that was good enough to beat him.
Yeah, it sets no more than a fair standard, the ones who have run before. The third last week at Beverley was from a moderate draw, which he could probably up his ratings a little bit just from that. Trainer Mark Johnson having juvenile winners. He had one the other day, and this one will definitely relish the extra furlong at the way he finished last week, behind a winner who did have the experience.
Yeah, I think the extra furlong is an important point for Fraserburgh, but the time of the race is not particularly good, and there's plenty of stamina on the downside as well, so might just be a horse who'll benefit in the future from going over even further. Nonetheless, there is money, 5-2, 9-4 the favourite, who we obviously don't know much about. Might get a look at Morawij if we can down at the start. Third best at the moment, Glass Office, a son of Vergla for David Simcock. I always associate a bit of cutting the ground with Verglas, but it's a generalisation. Yeah,
Glass Office. David Simcock, in a recent trainer file in the paper, was quite bullish about this horse. He gave it a good write-up anyway. He has obviously had first-time winners in the past, the likes of Dream Ahead, obviously, from a couple of years ago. He's from a speedy family, cost enough to be of interest as well. It's probably not the best Haydock Park maiden, 2-year-old, so the fact he's been nibbled at 9-2, you feel he has to have some sort of decent chance today. Yeah, let's just have a look at it. We were having a look at the favourite there. We wanted to see him. He looks perfectly well, nice and relaxed down at the start. 4 is a Glass Office for David Simcock and the Fittery Hayes. Jamie Spencer riding, of course, as you'd expect, when those colours come to town. And there he is. He looks like quite a nice individual, doesn't he?
Glass Office making his racecourse debut. And it would just be interesting to see how he goes. He comes out of stall 9 with Spencer riding. And those three we've talked about really are dominating the market as far as the exchanges are concerned. Just favourite Morowidge. And once you get to Glass Office at 11 to 2, then going to the 15s and bigger the rest, suggesting there's not a lot that's fancied in behind those front three.
Yeah, the others, Index Waiter, his sales price also shot up last year. Ryan Mead, a juvenile winner the other day with Smooth Talking Rascal at Leicester, I think, on Monday night. So Index Waiter, you think it's got a fair chance on Breedon on sales price, but the market seems to think not today. Of the others there, Mandy Layla, bought for £30,000 just last month, and a Marwan Kukash runner at Haydock is no rare thing at all. But the market would suggest that there's really only the three to be of interest, and the money seems to be coming more for Fraserburgh at the moment.
Yeah, Hats Off's had a couple of runs for John Best, but hasn't shown an awful lot, really.
Yeah, on both occasions, actually, it was very well fancied. It was ran in the Kempton Maiden over Easter and was very well backed for a race that worked out really well, but he ran poorly, then went to Goodwood on Guineas Day, very soft ground, ran poorly again that day. It may just be that the horse doesn't do it on the race course. Some people may give him one last chance, but at least he's trying faster ground today. But if he doesn't do it today, you'd probably give up all hope of the horse.
Yes. Yeah, indeed, he hasn't run particularly well. He obviously works well at home. There's been sport for him. He's quite well bred by Royal Applause, but hasn't shown a lot. So they're beginning to load. They are a little bit behind time at Haydock. I don't quite know what's going on, but they are beginning to put them in the stalls. Morowidge is 9 to 4, 5 to 2 Fraserburgh, Glass Office 9 to 2, and it's 12 to 1 and bigger. The rest that just about reflects what's going on in the exchanges, with Morowidge hanging on to favouritism. So a few of them are in the stalls. Let's go to Stuart, who's our commentator at Haydock this afternoon. He may have just managed to get a look at one or two of these. All yours, Stuart.
Yeah, I did pop briefly down to have a look at them in the Parade Ring pre-race, Angus. Morowidge is a really attractive-looking individual, very powerfully built colt by Exceed Excel. Perhaps just carrying a little condition still, but if looks are anything to go by, he should have a very bright future. Glass Office was a little green in the preliminaries, nothing excessive, but just did betray a few signs of greenness. Quite like 7 Jordanstown, who has the benefit of previous experience. I think he'll improve a bundle for that first run. And although a big outsider here, Rocket Ronnie rather caught the eye going around the Parade Ring. Again, a not unattractive individual. Not too many more left to load up here. Glass Office in stall 9, having gone in, is proving a little bit edgy, and in stall 2, Hats Off is fractious. And a couple more waiting out the back to go. Fraserburgh is still to go into stall 8, and Jordanstown into stall 12. Fraserburgh goes in, so it looks as though we just wait now on Jordanstown as the handlers just try and calm one or two of the other runners down a little. Morowidge, the favourite, is in stall 10, all yellow silks, and now Jordanstown about to come forward. And he's almost there. That's it, all in for this Solar King LED Maiden Stakes. They're off, racing over 6 furlongs. Rocket Ronnie in the centre, slow to stride. So too Millionaire away to the left, and far side Master of War was left trailing. The nose-banded Hats Off shows bright speed through the first furlong, with Mandy Layla in a grey jacket and near side the dark green of Fraserburgh. Colours of Nature on the far side is close up, tracked by Mick Dundee. Index Waiter in a red and white jacket settling mid-pack with a grey Glass Office. Morowidge, a yellow jacket towards the near side mid-division, just behind the nose-banded Jordanstown. And then Millionaire, who's hard under the rail. Master of War black and yellow on the far side, and Rocket Ronnie is at the tail. Pretty well grouped though as they move down past the halfway point. Perhaps just Fraserburgh at the dark green shading it. Glass Office there arriving on the scene, travelling strongly. Mandy Layla and Hats Off in the centre, Colour of Nature on the far side. Morowidge towards the near side, ridden along to try and close as they quicken down towards the last furlong and a half. Glass Office, Fraserburgh, Morowidge, and then Mandy Layla racing down now for the final furlong. Morowidge is getting there on the near side with every stride
stride. Challenging the grey Glass Office. Fraserburgh between them. Mandy Layla is back in fourth. 3 in a line as they race deep inside the last. Morowish, Fraserburgh, Glass Office, Mandy Layla just behind them. Morowish from Fraserburgh close home. Morowish driven all out. A winning debut. Morowish from Fraserburgh close third between Glass Office and Mandy Layla, and with some promise in behind, Master of War.
The favourite is one, Morowish. He's made hard work of it on his debut. He'll be better for the experience, I'd have thought. He really has stuck to his guns, having been under pressure quite a long way out. He's beaten Fraserburgh, who's run well. He's obviously come on for his debut and clearly handles fast ground and soft ground alike. Tight for third, Glass Office, who I thought travelled really well through the race, and it's a promising debut for him. And Mandy Layla, they're in a photo. Mandy Layla's run well too. Morowish, he travelled strongly in behind. He broke well. It took a while to pick up. It probably took a while for the penny to drop, but he's got it done in the end.
Yeah, as we join here a couple of furlongs to go, it looked as if Glass Office had probably been travelling best at this stage. But Morowish, given a nice ride by Neil Callan, the fact that he just made sure he's done enough to win today without giving horse too much of a hard race, just gives it a couple of cracks down the left-hand side. Slightly drifting over towards the far side, the leaders, but Morowish has done it well in the end and actually shapes a 7th furlong probably wouldn't go amiss sometime later this season.
Yeah, I thought Jamie Spencer was really good on Glass Office. It was all hands and heels on that horse. He's got the most he could get out of it on debut with just hands and heels. Morowish has won, however, for Roger Varian and Neil Callan. First 2-year-old runner of the season goes in for the Varian team. Here are the SPs. Morowish was the 11-5 favourite. Fraserburgh was 11-4 and Glass Office was 5-1. The market got it spot on here. Front three finishing 1, 2, 3.